Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. I'm your host Rob, and this video we're going to do a review for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Repairs, Episode 9. Okay guys, welcome back. So a couple of weeks ago, as you know, I stated that I had to play a little bit of catch up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Had a couple of days where I worked on a Tuesday night, didn't catch the episode, had to wait a week to see it on Files on Demand. And last week I was fortunate enough we got a repeat. So we will be caught up to speed this Tuesday. Now, this episode, pretty interesting, pretty intense. Again, I felt that they probably lost an opportunity to use a very, very good enemy. Basically, the story, in a nutshell, is this girl is kind of being haunted by a person who died at her job during an explosion, and it almost makes it look like she's got telekinetic powers, but she really doesn't. Come to find out that she's being stalked or haunted by someone who was in love with her, and basically he's really trying to protect her from other people by doing all these crazy things like making cars and gas stations explode, throwing items, knocking people over, just paranormal activity type stuff. So what's interesting here is when they start breaking into the storyline, you realize that this guy is caught between the real world and hell. And Simmons discovers this during the episode when she basically runs, I guess, some sort of diagnostic on, I want to say, the outlet, the layout or the blueprint of the place where they worked that exploded, or the item that exploded. And she discovers what's another world, and the ghost kind of stands right behind her and says hell, or tells her this is hell, and attempts to hit her, and she falls and it disappears. When I found that out, that's when I said to myself, why didn't they use that as an opportunity to maybe introduce a character like Mephisto? Again, another opportunity to bring in a character. And I know, people were going to say, oh, well, it's not that kind of show. Mephisto's a big villain, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, Blackheart, anybody. I mean, even Ghost Rider, okay? We're just not getting, and maybe I just need to build a bridge and get over it and just accept the fact that this show is just going to be about S.H.I.E.L.D. agents running around the world, tackling little assignments while people like Nick Fury and the upper echelon of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. take care of the big honchos, which to me is a slap in the face to Craig Coulson, Phil Coulson, because he was the one that kind of played a big role in assembling the Avengers. Now he's basically doing runarounds for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like he's a golfer now. So why does his character deserve that kind of demotion? Why aren't these characters, if this is supposed to be the core group of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that are supposed to handle situations that are unexplained to the normal person, that they have experience with, and that have to do with people that have superpowers or whatever, why aren't we seeing more superpower characters? This is just a ghost story. This is nothing related to human, superhuman powers. This is nothing related to superheroes. It's a ghost story. And these are the kinds of things I expect to see, like when I was watching The Fringe back in the day. I've mentioned the show plenty of times, favorite show. I don't expect that on this show. In this show, I expect superhero-related themes. And even though the show has improved, now it's starting to annoy me because we're seeing the same crap. It's like we're seeing things that we think are superhero-related, but then we turn out they're not. We thought the girl had telekinetic powers, but she does not. She's being haunted by someone who's on his way to hell. And we all know that if you read Marvel Comics, they do have a storyline with hell. Mephisto's down there. Blackheart's down there. Yet we don't see any of those two characters or even have them referenced. It's just not doing it for me. You can't promote the show after the Avengers and movies like Thor and this and that and not give some sort of superhero reference And you know what? At this point, I'll accept things like what happened in the pilot, where that man was a superhero. He had the extremis. I'm still very interested in the whole agent, the centipede agency that has the extremis. And recently, in a couple episodes ago, they seem to have put it under control where if they implement it into a person, the person will not explode. Why are we not seeing that? That's about as close to superhero as they've gotten. Um, does that mean this episode was bad? No, it wasn't horrible. There were some pretty intense moments. It was a very interesting storyline. It just, when they finally broke the story and you found out what was really going on, it was a bit of a disappointment. And again, I said this in my last review, and I'm going to say this here. If this show continues doing things like this and not providing some kind of superhero or supervillain storyline or story arc, I'm just not impressed. Then it basically just turns into another super cop show to me. You know, where a bunch of agents running around protecting government stuff and taking down, national bad guy organizations type deal. And that's already on TV. That's not what I want from the show. What I want from the show is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. discovering new superheroes, discovering new supervillains, and seeing how they handle it with their own characters not being of that nature. We got to see more of May. Obviously, when you leave off from the well and you go into the beginning of repairs, we know that May and Ward were intimate, which was an interesting twist. We kind of thought that maybe Sky and Ward would hook up, but that's not the case. And that's not to say that won't happen. It looks like Ward and May's relationship is strictly physical. But even May now, the whole seriousness, and yes, we're getting to know her a little bit, but the whole seriousness, we know what the cavalry is and this and that. But still, it's just not enough for me. Again, I'm going to keep watching because now I'm kind of interested in the characters, really. Coulson, Fitz and Simmons, I've really, who annoyed me in the beginning of the show, have now grown to be probably two characters that I enjoy watching now. Same thing with Ward. Sky, I'm just happy that she's not as important as they were making her in the beginning. I think where she is now is perfect. May, I'm interested in, but the whole seriousness is kind of starting to bore me. And Agent Coulson, we're going on 10 episodes in now, and we still have no clue what the hell's going on with him. They haven't answered that question. I think they should start focusing on Coulson. I think they should start focusing on the Sentinel organization, and we need to see more hero action, supervillain action, referencing some Marvel comics. So we'll see what happens. There's still 12 or rather 13 episodes to go. Tuesday night we're going to get another one. I will be reviewing that, but I'll discuss that on the channel update that's probably up by now by the time this video is being seen. But, it's gotten to be a lot better of a show, but now it's kind of leveling off. For a while there, it was on a rise for me. It's been consistent now, but I'm still kind of disappointed we don't see a lot of superhero stuff. The whole Paranormal Activity episode, while it was very good in the beginning, when they finally broke the news as to what was going on, it was very disappointing. So definitely a downer of an episode. Disappointing that they didn't link it to some of the Marvel villains like Mephisto or Blackheart and things of that nature. But we'll see what happens. Plenty to go. Hopefully they don't disappoint me and we see either a cameo or some superhero development at some point in the next couple episodes. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video review. And I will continue, obviously, to do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And we'll see how the first season goes. We'll do once it ends, we'll review the whole thing, and I'll decide whether or not I'm going to continue reviewing it next season. So I'll see you next video.